With more coastline than any country in the world, the nooks and crannies of the shores of northern Canada set the stage for a showdown between opposing fleets. Amidst the barren rocks and snow-capped peaks, only one team will remain unvanquished. This is Warrior's Path. Warrior's Path is a 48 by 48 kilometer domination-style map with 3 cap points running in a line from west to east. The A cap is on the extreme left, B is in the center, and C is on the far right. To the west, Cap A has enough nearby island cover that it generally attracts at least one radar cruiser from each team. There is island cover within the cap that gives destroyers the options of entering and hunkering down to contest it, but it's exceptionally risky. Capture Area B is a difficult and challenging place to be in the early going of a game. Between radar and enemy aircraft, destroyers within the cap will be easily spotted. Though they have cover in the form of the tall island in the center of the cap, they risk being pinned down there if the opposing team is determined to find a way to wipe them out. Off to the east, the sea cap offers solid cover for friendly cruisers along the northwestern and southwestern edges, but precious little inside the cap itself. The long, narrow channel to the east that connects C and B is a frequent place to see pushes occur in the mid to late game, depending on the board position of each team. Warrior's Path has a long and storied history within the tournament, having produced many close and competitive games. It begs the question, what memorable plays and matches will result this time around? 18 ships, 2 teams, 1 victor. It's time to play Warrior.
All right, welcome to Warrior's Path for Game 2 of the 3rd place match here at King of the Sea 8 on North America.
So, looking at the early part of this match already, is there something interesting about your side's lineup?
Well, it's funny, we spent all that time talking about destroyers, and SCCC has just decided, you know what, to screw that noise, we are going with none of them. They have brought Fryce back in the Minotaur for this map, so maybe he'll have better luck with that ship on this map than he did against 07, but they've gone quadruple Henri, which I can only assume means they intend to push very quickly through one side of the map.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see which way they go. So looking at RF, they've pretty much split up the same way. They send an Henri to each flank. The Yamato and the Montana have split evenly. And then the Gearing, the Worcester, and they brought a Des Moines. And the Des Moines is right next to the Worcester at B. So it looks like they're going for heavy radar control over the B area right now, which you start looking at the other team's lineup and they don't actually have a destroyer.
Yeah, the radar's not going to do them a whole lot of good unless maybe it's, you know, kind of a mid to late game informational radar to spot something around an island that they wouldn't have otherwise seen. Right now, SCCC sending 2 Henris and Worcester and Fryce's Minotaur way over towards the 8-9 line, looking like they're going to push right through the sea cap and just loop around that end of the map. Yamato is also going with them as, let's see, who is this in the Montana? That's SFNL in the Montana and Fuzzy Collie and Revenross in the Henri. The Henris are already on the 2 line. The Montana lagging behind them quite a bit, all by himself. But he'll be over there on station very soon, looking as if that's going to be there just to try and prevent a general hook from coming through that side of the map.
So Saints fan and his Grozavoy is on A already, and it looks like B is already being capped. So again, we're gonna kind of see a repeat, right, of early cap control.
You're gonna see exactly the same thing.
Because those Henris over at A, they're not, you know, unless they decide to get frisky or something, they're not going to just push into a Grozavoy.
Yep. Once again, we're going to see RF flex that early cap, that early destroyer advantage, that early cap control to put pressure on SCCC to do something. Now, I will say that we have seen teams successfully try this kind of a hook before, go to C, get the cap, get consolidated, because moving from C to B through that channel is very quick and very easy. But at the same time, it can be a little risky. You're risking a torpedo strike coming in while you make the push, or those islands now also function to block long-range anti-aircraft fire. So planes coming in over those mountains can surprise you very suddenly.
Now Legacy Elite over here, he's kind of on, he is on his own.
Goodness.
And the CV is doing a really good job of focusing him down, and those Henris, they're putting pressure on already. I mean, it's what, we're 3.5 minutes into the game and Legacy Elite's at half health.
Yep, Legacy all by himself, getting heavily focused by what amounts to a large portion of SCCC's firepower. Now, the Des Moines, last we saw him, it looked like he was going to try and post up in about E8 with his bow pointed into the cap. Is he still headed that direction?
So he is actually turned around and he is kiting away already. It looks like RF has decided that C is definitely not worth fighting for it as much as they thought they would at the beginning, because Legacy Elite has already taken so much damage.
Right.
He's not going to be able to stand out there and kite as much as they wanted him to.
Well, SCCC doesn't know that Des Moines has turned around. They have not seen him since they last saw him driving in that direction. So they were clicking on him on the map a moment ago to kind of just point out that, hey, he was there.
He is actually sitting right on the line on D7 and 8. He's actually backing up towards the cap right now. Maybe trying to get a radar off. Yep, his radar just went off. So, okay. Nothing is spotted yet. So I assume the ship on sea is at the very far side of it.
No, actually, he's on the extreme southwestern corner, right there by the island. That's Frice's Minotaur. He's right in F8 at the extreme bottom end of the cap as he progresses that cap forward.
The Des Moines is now spotted, plane spotted, but it looks like SCCC, they are focused on getting rid of this Henri.
Yep.
They're doing a good job of focusing him down.
AP strike going on him now, along with more Yamato shells. This AP strike could be devastating, and it is.
Yep. And that's the risk you run with the new carriers, is having a ship that far alone.
Yep.
Out on the edge.
No support, no fighter cover, nothing. All by himself, just getting focused by literally 4 or 5 SCCC ships plus the carrier. Nobody can stand up to that for very long.
So RF has I'm looking at this right now, and RF is going to have an issue. Right now, SCCC, they're going to push a lot of HP and a lot of firepower towards that, and maybe through that sea cap to come around to look at RF. And right now, like the Des Moines
just got dunked.
Blackhawk is in a really... How is he supposed to stop all these ships coming around that corner?
Well, he can't. That Yamato that we last spotted north of him, where is he? Is he turning around to help try and slow this mess down? No, he's still just sitting there.
He's just sitting, yeah.
He is firing in that direction, though.
He is actually reversing.
Okay.
So he's doing, as we would say, normal Yamato things. Right?
He's doing Yamato things.
But see, now, here's another thing. Blackhawk now is being pushed. He was going to try to hold that island, but he's getting pushed away as well. So... RF is consolidating. I mean, Golden Graham, Blackhawk, Get Wrecked, and Zuko, they're all around this B area. And it looks like even the Montana had... Originally, he was pushed to go towards A. Has kind of slowed and turned in towards this push from C. So RF recognizes the majority of SCCC's forces are at C, and they're going to try to stop this push.
Well, now, what's interesting is that SCCC has actually got 2 prongs to this push, because Frice and Feifei's Worcester have moved up it's kind of on the bottom end of this island, trying to see what's going on in the B cap. They are in F7 with some island cover. Feifei just popped his radar and didn't find anything, so they know the cap is wide open now as both ships are moving up. I'm assuming that means that Frice is smoke, which means they're now going to move up to that little island to get some island cover right there on the extreme southeastern corner of the cap, and they will start trying to flip B momentarily.
So Zuko the Gearing is actually just about ready to get back onto the B cap, and the Worcester has just popped his radar.
So just spotted Get Wrecked as well.
So they've spotted each other. They know that this push is coming through towards B. Now, the Gearing, is the Gearing spotted as well by radar?
He was very, very briefly on the far edge of the cap, but they don't have him now. Feifei's radar expired, and the fact that Frice hasn't popped one again, I'm guessing means that he is smoke.
Get Wrecked took a huge hit. He is down to 7,800 HP in that smoke.
Goodness gracious. That's got to be... Who's Montana? That's SFNL's Montana picking him out of that smoke. Well, 8 minutes gone now. SCCC playing from down points. Almost 200 points down now. But definitely realizing that they can't wait around to make plays on caps. Frice is about to start reversing into that southeastern corner of B. Feifei right in front of him.
So I'm finding SCCC's target priority a little interesting here. They're focused on getting rid of Golden Grams when the Des Moines is actually spotted right next to him. What do you think about that? Would you focus down the Des Moines, or would you focus down Golden Graham, who has a lot of health and a lot of...
Oh, Jake getting hammered by the Yamato at long range, took a decent hit from the rockets, and then took at least 1, if not 2 citadels from the Yamato there while he was reversing.
And he's on... Looks at least
he's
2
fires.
fires.
He's on double fire. They're going to have... Jake's obviously knows that he's having to pull back now. He's got to get out of there to try to salvage his ship. That's points that SCCC cannot afford to lose right now. He does juke some of the incoming Des Moines fire.
Montana shells.
Oh my goodness. Wiz picks him off from the middle of the map.
Great shot by Wiz.
Great shot.
From a long distance.
Oh, both teams on a kill now as Frice starts to flip B. We saw Get Wreck's Worcester incredibly low. Looks like he's about 3K up there at the top end of the B cap.
Yeah, 3,700 HP and backing up. Is he spotted right now?
He is not. He was spotted. I caught a brief glimpse of him, and he looked very low, and then he was gone.
Our planes are coming. These planes will definitely spot him.
They've got him now. They can see him. Question is, does anybody have a shot? There's shots going in.
Both Henris have shots on him.
AP bombs coming in on him as well. The Henris back in before the AP bombs drop. SCCC up a kill now. as they also flip the B cap going up a cap. They will start to close this gap momentarily.
And if you look at the HP, SCCC is starting to open up a little advantage up there.
They are indeed, but I think the Henri's, yeah, Dan's Legs is kind of in the same position that Legacy Elite was earlier now. Pushed too far out all by himself, getting hammered by 2 battleships plus the carrier. Just trying to salvage his ship and pull back.
Captain Badger coming in with another drop.
Indeed. More fires.
More fires, yep.
Well, if they can, if SCCC can salvage Dan's Legs and pull that Henri back off the 9 line and save that ship, they're in a pretty good position now, because it'll mean RF now has to react to them, which is something we haven't seen yet in the match.
So, Dan's Legs is dark. We cannot see him anymore. Buzzball is spotted because he just fired, of course. But it looks like he is also...
Wiz is getting hammered, too. I looked over at Wiz. He was at 12K. I wonder what hit him. 6K, 3K.
They're trying to smoke him up, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. He's at 2,800, 1,300. There's the
smoke. We can't see him, but there's more shells can do when he goes. There he goes. VIII's Wooster backing him from all the way on the B cap. That's a big kill for SCCC.
So RF has very rapidly lost control of this. I think they were surprised a little bit by that huge push coming, and they're trying to set back up to get to B, but do they have enough HP? Looking at their lineup,
I don't know. I mean, I think you got the Wooster. Like VIII's Wooster is literally camped on the edge of B. The Minotaur, Frice's Minotaur is now in G5, headed to A. The Montana's going with him. It looks like SC and SFNL are going to push A together. The Des Moines, I think pulling the Des Moines as far back as they did. The Des Moines was on the A line the last time we saw him. I think that's a huge positioning error.
Yeah, so he's on the B line now. He's kind of turned in towards Fuzzballs. The Yamato is also on the B line, but this is where the double DD strategy kind of maybe struggles a little bit, right? When they've lost control of the maps per se, now they're trying to get back into caps.
How do I get back into the cap?
Exactly. And SCCC has set up, like you said, a great defense around B. Both those ships.
I said that, but now literally both Henri's, the Minotaur, and SFNL's Montana are all going to A. I think they're going to try and kill Ossium's Henri over there. VIII is set up on B with Hydro and Radar, so we know that he'll be able to defend the cap if need be, but he's not in the cap.
And so Saints Fan is on his way into the cap. He is probably 15 seconds or less from getting onto the cap. He'll be getting onto the cap in E6.
Okay.
And he's heading directly for the island in the middle of B currently.
8 minutes to play. SCCC moving out to their first lead of the game. About 10 points up here on Rogue Fleet as now one of the destroyers announces their presence. We know now that they're on the B cap. There he is. VIII popping the radar. Saints fans spotted at the top of the cap. Both the Henri's, that's Fuzzy Collie and Revenross, probably... Actually, with the radar delay, they won't be able to see him yet, and now he's got hard cover.
Yeah, that 6-second delay right there
made a huge difference right there.
He was able to get on to B with, not taking any damage.
Yep.
And now you got VIII here, who, like you said, was outside of the cap.
Yep.
So is he gonna try to make a play to get that?
Well, he's moving up, but I'm not sure I like this play because it does mean that Golden's Grimm's going to have a shot on him. We'll see what happens. He seems comfortable charging a lone Grozavoy, and it's not hard to understand why. Let's see what happens. Big close quarters action here happening in the B cap. Saints Fan being charged by VIII's Wooster.
And part of the issue for Saints Fan here is he's stuck.
Stuck, right? He can't reverse. There's an island directly behind him that was sheltering him from the Henri's. VIII's going to get this kill. Saints is going to try and get the torpedoes off.
I don't know if he's going to make it.
Oh, and Mushback, the gearing, that's huge.
And the so they just lost both their DDs.
Just like that, both Rogue Fleet destroyers going off the board. Big Yamato hit coming in on VIII. Wow. And I think the torpedoes...
Let's watch the torpedoes.
...might actually do the job. I don't think VIII can take at least one. He can't dodge him now. It's too late.
I can't see VIII. He's dark, but it looks...
VIII takes one in the stern, but he's healing.
Is he flooding?
Does not appear to be flooding. I don't see the flood alarms. He's good. Okay. He's going to survive.
Mush is over here doing what the Haku is doing with AP bombs to Blackhawk. Let's watch Blackhawk here.
VIII will be able to reverse into the B cap, and there's nothing that Rogue Fleet can do to stop him. SCCC should claim this game momentarily.
Blackhawk is enjoying his fun over here with Mush's planes.
Playing with AP bombs.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there they go. Let's just watch them. Here they come.
Bloosh! Wow.
That was over 20K.
Wow. And that is why you bring Hakuryu. You know, we talked about why teams bring Midway, but there are still plenty of valid reasons to bring Hakuryu.
Lone cruisers.
Absolutely.
We saw that on both of the cruisers that RF put on that side of the map.
Yep.
Is that they were both
picked on
by the carrier.
By the AP bombs. Yeah. SCCC looking very solid here, skipping out on a destroyer, but not caring here. Picking up game 2 on Warrior's Path as we head to Sea of Fortune.
So, to me, it looked like SCCC was very comfortable on that map with that composition.
Absolutely.
The way they played it, the way originally what we talked about from the first game, where it didn't seem like they did a lot of movement that was planned. This one, it looked like they were very planned on their movement to get where they wanted to go. And the HP trades were a lot better.
Yes.